Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Get Corporate Ready. This is where we deep dive into secrets on confidence building, career navigation, and turning your career dreams into reality. Now guys, in this particular episode, we are going through once again another commonly asked interview question that is so important for you to really understand how to go about answering it. So today we are going to be discussing the question, why are we interested in this particular role? Now, if you're the kind of person that responds to this by saying, well, I saw the job advert and I applied, or I need a job, guys, that is not how you answer this particular question. And I'm going to give you a few more ways how not to answer it towards the end of the video. But let me explain to you why we even ask this question in an interview. Now, as recruiters and as hiring managers, it's so important for us to firstly be able to see and get a sense of your genuine interest in the role, right? It's important for you to have thought about why you're interested in this particular role, but also it allows us to get a sense of how much research you've actually done about the organization, right? So your research ability is going to be important in how you answer this particular question. Next thing that's important for us is also assessing whether you're a culture fit to the actual role and also the organization. Now, when we ask you why you're interested in this role, we want you to get a better sense from you in terms of your reason, your personal reason why you're interested in this role. But as you answer that, how are you weaving in your knowledge about the organization, right? Because some of the things that are going to come out about your personal characteristics or traits may not actually go with what the organization looks for or the culture that we have in the organization. So it's important you've done your research. It's important, once again, that you remain authentic as you're answering this particular question. The next thing that's also important for us as recruiters, we want to be able to retain people long term, right? So how you articulate your answer in answering why you're interested in this particular role gives us a sense as to whether you're the kind of person that's going to stay in the long run or whether you're the kind of person that just needs a comfortable place to land for now up until you get something that you're looking for, right? So that's why we ask the question. Retention of employees is important to us. We don't want to go through a stint of getting someone in and then you leave for something better, then we have to start the process again, right? So that is why we also ask it. But also, I think over and above everything, making sure there's alignment between you and the organization is what's going to be important. So let me run you through 5 different tips that are going to be important as you start articulating and as you start researching to answer this particular question. Here are 5 ways in which you should prepare for this question. So firstly, it's so important for you to research the organization that you are going to, right? Understand, guys, what are the products or services that they provide? What is the culture like in this particular place? What are the recent achievements that the organization has had, right? And as you're going through this research, use the website to understand a bit of the history of the organization, about them, about their people, how they treat people. From a culture perspective, if you know anyone that's worked there before, call them up and get an inside view on how the organization actually operates and how employees are treated in that particular organization and what the culture is like in the organization as well, right? And as you're looking for achievements or what's new or what's been happening, guys, use platforms such as LinkedIn. Follow the organization. Read up what they've been posting about. Read up what's been new in their organization, or what are some of the new developments that are happening in the organization, right? So research about the organization holistically. Don't just go onto the webpage about us and then you just read that and you think you know about the organization. Understand different angles of the organization, right? So make sure that you're doing that. Researching the company is absolutely important. Secondly, it's so important that you are able to align your skill set to the role that you're applying for, right? So as you go through the job spec and the role that you have applied for, make sure that you're able to tick off where your experience and your skill set matches the role that you are going into. Because as you explain to us why you're interested in this role, you need to be able to eloquently weave in what are some of my strengths, what are some of my achievements, and how does this help the organization? How does this fit into the role that I'm going into? How does this fit into the department that I'm going into, right? So make sure that as you prepare for how your skill set matches the organization. You've gone through some of your achievement, you've gone through some of your experience, you've gone through your education, and you are able to then show the interviewer, the recruiter, how these things match, right? How do my credentials match what you guys are looking for? That is the next thing that you should be doing as you prepare for this question. The third thing that I think is so important for you to also be mindful of is showing your passion for the industry, right? So as you're doing your research, yes, you do your research on the organization, but understand from a broader perspective, what industry does this organization fit into? What's happening in the industry as a whole? What excites me about going into this industry, right? So guys, when you are going for an interview, it's so important that you are showing that you are well-rounded in your understanding of the role, the organization, the industry as well. So make sure that you are showing some level of excitement around the industry, what you love about the industry, what you're looking forward to do in the role and in the industry that you're going into. And a good way to do this, identify who the competitors are. What are the competitors doing in that particular industry? How can you leverage your skill set? How can your experience be brought into this organization? How's it going to help them really be able to set themselves apart within their competitive landscape, right? I know it sounds technical, but it actually isn't, guys. Make sure that you are researching maybe 2 or 3 different competitors, understand what they are doing within your space, right? You don't need to understand the whole organization and what's happening there. If you're going into marketing, what's the marketing like at one of their competitors? What are they doing? What is the advantage or what is the value add that you are going to be bringing into this organization to match and to exceed what competitors are doing, right? Have that in the back of your mind as you're speaking, because that's going to be important to demonstrate that you know the industry you're going into. The next thing that's so important, all organizations have a culture. And by a culture, I mean they've got a set of values that they adhere to. And what that means is that how they operate on a day-to-day basis is really what threads in their culture and what creates their culture, right? So understanding the culture of the organization is important. Now, as I said in the beginning, knowing the culture from people that have worked there is really an advantage. But if you don't know people that have worked there, read up about their people section, right? Go into the website, read up about how they deal with people, what is their ethos around people, what are the things they value with regards to their people. Identify something in there that resonates with you, right? So be able to speak to what you love about the culture, how it resonates with you, and what kind of characteristics do you have that really are going to add to the culture of the particular organization. Because like I said, it's important for us as recruiters to understand whether you fit the culture of the particular organization. So make sure you've done your research and make sure that you're able to correlate it in that way as well. And last but not least, guys, make sure you're always sincere and authentic. I think this is really the thread that runs through everything that you do within an interview, how you show up in an interview. Make sure you're sincere around what it is that you are looking for in your role, what makes you interested in this particular organization, industry, how you're going to fit in, and what value add you will be providing. Now, like I said in the beginning, the things not to say, guys, when you are asked this particular question around why you're interested are, I saw the advert and I applied. That is not good enough. We have hundreds of people that are applying for exactly the same role. They all saw the advert and they applied. How do you differentiate yourself? So that cannot be an answer for this particular question. I need a job is not an answer for the question. All organizations are looking to hire people that are interested in the role, that are interested in the organization, that are going to add value to the organization. We're not just looking for someone that's going to fill the seat, right? So we want people that are genuinely interested in the role, and that is what you need to articulate. I know a lot of us maybe have been unemployed for some time, right? And you are desperately looking for a job. But as you answer this question, make sure that you're not leading with that. It's not about you, right? It's not about what you need. It's about what are you bringing to the organization. So make sure that you're not using unemployment, needing a job, saw the ad and therefore just decided to apply. Make sure you're not using that as reasons why you are interested in this particular position, because it doesn't set you apart. And if you want to land that dream job, you need to set yourself apart even in your interview.